Hello. Good afternoon. I think I'm like a minute early, but I wanted to go ahead and jump on here and get started. So this is how this was going to work. So every day this week at noon, I'm going to come live to you and we're going to create a Christmas card. Not just a Christmas card. So for my Facebook, I'm calling it a Facebook Blitz. So every day at noon, I'll come live and choose a bundle or a stamp set and create a Christmas card. So, and I'm going to show you how to mass produce this Christmas card. So today we're using the Tidings Trimmings stamp set and we're using that bundle. Okay. We're going to make this card, but I'm going to show you how I do it and make 4 of them. And so if you wanted to mass produce this card, you could do it and make 4, 8, 12, however many Christmas cards you wanted to make of this design. Okay? So we're taking basic white cardstock. I'm scoring it at 4 1/4. I lost my scoring blade, so we have to use our tool. So cut it at 5 1/2. So since we're making 4 cards, we need to do that twice. All the measurements for today's card will be on my blog, so you can go and get the measurements and create the same cards. Okay, so we're gonna flip this to 5 1/2, and now we have 4 card bases. Okay, set them to the side. Then we're gonna bring in our Mossy Meadow. Okay, and we're gonna cut it at 5 1/4. And we need 4, so we're going to cut both pieces at 5 1/4. And just throw that away. And we're going to go 4. So we're doing 4 by 5 1/4, which is a perfect card front. So you can get 4 card fronts out of 1 piece of cardstock. Okay? Oh, so we're supposed to do 4. Sorry. So 4, and then this one will be 4. And we have our 4 card fronts. Okay, so that's that. So then next we're going to come in with our designer series paper, and it is going to be cut at 3 3/4 by 3 1/4. So I'm going to go 3 3/4. I'm going to do 2 of them, and then move the scrap out of the way. Okay, so I just put mine together like this, and we'll do 3 1/4. Okay, and then we'll do another 3 1/4, and that will give us our 4 pieces that we need. Okay, so so next is our real red piece, and I'm gonna cut this at 3 3/4. Okay, and we would literally need a 3/4 of an inch. You could do a 1/2 inch, but I'm gonna do 3/4 just so I give myself a little bit extra room. I think on my measurements I put a 1/2 inch, but today I'm just going to do 3/4 because it gives me a little bit more room for adhesive. Okay, save this because we're going to use it to cut out our stars. Okay, next we're going to bring in a piece of Whisper or basic white, and we need it to be 3 1/2. Okay, and we're going 2 1/4. So we'll do 2 1/4. We need 4 of these. Okay. 2 1/4 and 2 1/4. So there's all those pieces. Okay. So last up, we need a piece of Mossy Meadow. We're just going to cut this at 4 1/4 because we need this to cut out our stars. Okay. So move my trimmer. We're going to bring in the cut and emboss machine. You can use the mini if you want. I just have my mini is over across the room, so I'm just using. So we're going to use the full star and Mossy Meadow. We need 4. So we'll run this through 4 times. Okay. That's 1. I don't know if I can get all 4 out of one side edge of this or not, but we will soon find out. Okay, that's 2. Yep. Yeah, we're gonna be fine to get 4 out of this. Okay, so there's 3. And so when I'm doing my Christmas cards, which is what we're doing now, technically, I don't like to make the same Christmas card for every person. I send out between 60 and 80 Christmas cards a year, and I don't like to, one, I don't like to wait till the last minute to make them, so I make them a little at a time, and 2, I like to switch it up a little bit and make a whole bunch of different designs. So we're going to bring in this shape, and we're going to cut it out of the Real Red. Okay. And we need 4 of these. Okay. Okay, so we need to get, let's see if we can get all 4 out of this piece. Okay. So, there's 2. Let's do 3 there. Okay. We might be able to get all 4 of them. So, every day, like I said, every day we'll be doing 4 cards. I'll be showing you how to do the mass producing of 4 cards. You can mass produce more than 4. I'm choosing to do 4 because it does not fit. Because it is 1 piece of cardstock for the card front, and plus that gives, with my sample, that gives me 5 of each, which is a good number. I tend to make my cards in groups of 4 because I can get 4 card fronts out of 1 piece of cardstock. Let me get this one off. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so first up, we're going to bring all of our pieces in and line them up here. Okay, let's start with, we need our bone folder, and we're going to score our card bases. And so I tend to do my cards in an assembly line, do 1 step all the way through, and then come back and do the next step. And it just works for me. It makes it go faster or whatever, but so I folded the score bases, so I'm going to set them aside. We're going to bring in our 4 pieces of green, Mossy Meadow, sorry. Then we're going to bring in our adhesive. You can use whichever side you want on this. I think I'm going to do, so you're going to line it up with the right side and come down about like a 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch. Okay. Sorry. So yeah, so we're just going to line it up like that. Perfect. Now these, I'm going to, yeah, just keep it the same. You could change it up and then you would have 3 different cards, or then you'd have the same card but with different papers on it. It's totally fine. Okay, so there's our 4 card fronts with our designer series paper. So next thing I want to do is stamp this. So I decided this morning, my Mossy Meadow needs re-inked and I need to buy the re-inker. So we're just going to use Real Red ink today. And we are going to stamp, it's the most wonderful time of the year, and we're going to stamp it to the right. Okay, just like that. Okay, and perfect. Okay, close the ink up. So we're going to turn these over, and I'm going to put adhesive on the top and the bottom. But the top I'm going to layer onto the Real Red piece, just like so. And we'll have to bring our snips in because I did not cut them exactly the same size, but that's okay. Put some adhesive on our red strip. Add it to the card front. Okay. Okay. Let's bring in our red pieces. So we have to cut all of them, just snip that little bit off on all of them, but that's okay. Oh. There's that. Okay. Okay. Snip. And put adhesive. And we're going to come in, go down just a little bit so you can see the pattern paper on the top and the bottom. Oh, just like that. Perfect. Okay. So now I want to attach my card fronts to my card bases. Sorry. I'm one of those people who clean up as I make cards. So I know I'm weird. Because I have used my desk for so many other things, I always clean up as I go along so that I don't have a big mess. Okay. So card 3 and card 4. Perfect. Okay, so next up, I'm gonna bring in my take a pick tool, and I'm gonna try to do it without having to poke them, just with my fingers, but I may have to come in and poke some out with the take a pick tool. Yeah, so yeah, just poke them out. So our star, all the shapes are out of our star. Oh, there's one. We also have the brush that you can use to get these little pieces out. I haven't purchased it because I find I just use my take a pick tool. And then I have our old piercing tools that I use a lot. Just because I have a bunch of them laying around. So I tend to use them. Okay. This is the part that takes a couple minutes. Sorry. Like I said, I want to make the cards with you from start to finish. So I did not prep anything ahead. I just pulled the papers and stuff and the dies and things that I would need, but I didn't prep anything ahead. So the videos or the lives will be just a little bit longer than normal because I want to make sure okay, so I like mass producing cards. It's fun even if you're not doing Christmas cards and you're doing like baby shower cards or sorry, I'm gonna clean up the mess. Okay. I just don't want all that mess on my floor. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is bring in my silicone mat and put adhesive on my star and then layer it onto the mossy meadow part. Okay, and do the same thing for all 4. Ouch. Be careful because I've had them stick to my finger and tore them before. But yeah, okay. but I tend to like this process of making a sample and then making 4 or 5 more. You can pour more. I do it with my thank you cards. I do more, like however many I need, and then if it's an odd number, I will come back and make it an even number. Okay, so we need dimensionals next, but I'll come back and make it an even number and just put the extras in my stash. So we're just gonna put 3 on each jar. Okay, we are almost done with our cards. Okay, let's go through and take off all these little bags. Oh. Okay, so we're going to come in with our card. Sorry. Okay, so now we're just coming in and putting our stars on, finishing up our cards. Okay, so now we're going to bring our ink back in. And then I have this greeting that says, wishing you a joyful Christmas and a happy new year. So we're going to stamp that on the inside of all of our cards. Okay. My niece, her teenagers are on quarantine because they were exposed to someone at school with COVID. So they tend to burn out Aunt B's phone while they are in quarantine. Okay, so this is our first card of our Blitz. Like I said, the directions and the list of supplies are on my Facebook. If you place an order of $50 or more before tax and shipping this week during our Facebook Blitz, you will receive, not only do you get to pick your celebration item, which is amazing, they're amazing selection, but you will receive a thank you card from me, a Christmas card as a thank you card. You will get, for your order, you will get a package of matte decorative dots from the the mini catalog, and you will get a bonus, an email with the bonus 3 videos with 3 more cards that you can mass produce, and the PDF for all 3 of them. So if you have any questions, please leave a comment below, or send me an email or message me on Facebook or whatever, and I will be glad to answer them. Thank you.